roar coming from the surface above the dungeon. Circe confirms that Vior is here, and soon, the massive barbarian king lumbers into Seraphina's prison cell. After entering the cell, Vior formally introduces himself as the son of barbarian great chief Olden One-Eye. Meanwhile, Seraphina observes his massive body and golden eyes, realizing there's no way he's a human being. She then recalls a story from her grandfather about an expedition against the barbarian soldiers. Even back then, the powerful brutes easily overwhelmed the human forces and ripped their hearts out for their rituals. Thinking she's about to face the same fate, Seraphina tells Vior that she's not afraid of anyone, and she dares him to do whatever he wants with her. Hearing this, Vior wonders what she's talking about since he has no plans of sacrificing her. He finally explains the real reason why he captured her was to take her as his bride. With just these few words, Seraphina's world turns upside down, and all the anxiety in her mind rushes to her face in the form of a beet red blush. At first, she's too shocked to fully understand what's happening, so she asks Vior if this is a prank. When Vior explains he truly wants to marry her, Seraphina completely loses her mind. She asks him why he'd marry an enemy, so Vior explains that his barbarian race has no problems with loving their enemies. Then, he goes into a state of fiery passion as he recalls the traditions of his proud ancestors. Ever since the dawn of the barbarian race, their strongest kings would always marry a female knight to honor their passion for the sword. Despite this explanation, Seraphina still refuses to become his wife. The sneaky barbarian reminds her that she told him to do whatever he wanted with her, so Seraphina is left trapped by her own words. Then, Vior also explains that he's not just marrying her for the sake of a cultural tradition. He recalls their fight on the battlefield, where he felt the sincerity of Seraphina's passion for her sword. Facing such a powerful woman, he immediately fell in love with her and decided he'd marry her no matter what. After hearing Vior's sincere confession, Seraphina is too flustered to respond, so he turns around to leave the room. Before leaving, Vior promises that he won't force her to marry against her will, so she can carefully consider her decision. After he finally leaves the cell, the shell-shocked knight wonders what's going to happen to her in this crazy dungeon. While waiting for her marriage, Seraphina recalls a memory from 7 years ago. Back then, her brother Sidious notified Seraphina that she was named as the captain of an expedition to the barbarian lands. Seraphina agreed and started leaving to attend her duties, but Sidious stopped her to hand over an invitation to a noble banquet. She was confused and wondered what her brother wanted, so Sidious reminded her that she was still a noble lady with a reputation to uphold. Seeing her brother's intense stare, Seraphina stood straight and immediately accepted the invitation. Later, she dressed up in pretty clothes and arrived at Countess Ildhol's mansion for the banquet. Seeing